Y'all come on in, come on through here, y'all. We got some stuff to cover today. It looks like today I'm going to be just making some folks mad because at this point it is ridiculous. Oh, let me get this straight. These folks is mad because Trump allowed a few white African farmers to come into the United States to apply for asylum because their families are being killed and their lives are being threatened. Meanwhile, under the Biden administration, he let billions and billions of illegals who have committed crime, cartel, rapists, all these folks coming through to commit more crimes, sell more drugs, rape more United States citizens. And these folks, Democrats to be exact, libtards, have their panties in a bunch because Trump actually, and because what, y'all, they're white Africans, South Africans, y'all. And it's sparking, headlines and things like that. But they're actually coming here because their lives are actually threatened. So these folks are just upset, screaming because of this, but wasn't screaming or upset when Biden's administration did what they did with these illegals and all these other people. Make it make sense. We can't, y'all. I told y'all, I'm not trying to come over and make nobody mad, but some people are going to be mad at me today because what we not going to do is sit here and try to flip it. Okay. And what we all about is getting the truth out there. So with that being said, y'all, let's go ahead and dive into the first video. World on Fire Media at Culture War 2020 on X if y'all want to follow them. Fun to watch liberals lose their minds over Trump allowing South African refugees into America. With that being said, y'all, let's dive up into this video. Let's go.
When I say certain people have the complexion for protection, this is what I mean. These are the white South African refugees that are coming to the United States after Elon Musk lied and spread misinformation on Twitter, saying that these white South Africans were experiencing G-side by the political party in charge. Here's the timeline of events. On July 31st, 2023, Elon Musk tweets they are openly pushing for G-side of white people in South Africa. Then he tags the president of South Africa and says, "Why do you say nothing?" So as you can see, Elon Musk has been fueling this fire and spreading this misinformation for fucking years now. Fast forward, Elon Musk spends $300 million getting Donald Trump elected. Donald Trump wins.
Here they go.
The first day in office, January 20th, 2025, when he gets inaugurated, Trump signs an executive order ending the refugee admissions program. An executive order that basically says the United States lacks the ability to absorb large number of migrants and in particular refugees because of the availability of resources for Americans. Essentially declaring that the refugees coming to the United States were competing for resources against Americans. Elon Musk then uses the power of being in Trump's ear all the fucking time and up his ass and turns Trump against South Africa. Even though the claims of white G-side are ruled not real by a South African court, literally 4 days later signs an executive order called Addressing Egregious Actions in the Republic of South Africa, where he cuts off all funding to South Africa. And he
But there are videos everywhere taking place of these leaders who are clearly stating and making threats to these folks. We're gonna get into that, y'all. Let's keep letting this bimbo talk. All right, let's go. This is where you come in with your research and start fact checking the stuff that he's saying. You get what I'm saying? This is where you be like, is this true? Or let me dig a little deeper into this information that he is spreading. Let me see if there's any facts or anything like that behind what this man is saying, right? Let's get into it.
Tracks white South African citizenship while rejecting all other refugees. Here's where the story gets better. Here's where I say that they had the complexion for protection, because these white South Africans are descendants of mainly Dutch and French colonial settlers who first came to South Africa more than 300 years ago. They were at the heart of the apartheid government that systematically oppressed non-whites. Yeah, they're the ones who get to come here on an air-conditioned plane, walking through the airport, welcome to the United States, given flags for a fucking photo op. Meanwhile,
well, at least they coming in here with permission and not crossing over the border illegally. If we want a fact check right there,
The Afghan refugees who helped the U.S. military during the U.S. military operations in Afghanistan are in dangerous limbo after the Trump administration ordered a pause on the refugee resettlement program. Meanwhile, this is how Black Haitian immigrants are welcomed to the United States. Meanwhile, other refugee populations that are non-white, this is how they come to the United States. I'm not saying that motherfuckers gotta look like their story or look like they struggled, but there's a clear differentiation between people who have valid concerns, valid refugee claims, and seeking asylum versus these motherfuckers that are coming in shorts and look like they're well-fed and look like they have good clothes on their fucking backs. If you really want to deconstruct all the fucking hypocrisy all the fucking way, why is it that the reason that the U.S. refugee resettlement program was scrapped was because the refugees were competing for resources against Americans, yet the literal website that's helping them resettle into the United States is openly saying that these white South Africans are going to receive financial assistance, a one-time federal grant, $1,275 per person, cash assistance,
They were sitting here doing all of this for the illegals that came over here not the right way, just to come over here and murder. I just have to keep putting that out there, raping, bringing drugs and all that. They were getting all of that. And these actual folks are actually being threatened and lives are being murdered. And they don't deserve this type of stuff, y'all. That's what he's clearly saying. They don't deserve this. The people whose lives are actually in threat and farms are being taken and stuff like, they don't deserve this. But the illegals who come down here, who are burning American flags, you know what I'm saying? Rioting, murdering, raping, all of this, they deserve it. Does that make sense at all? Let's keep going.
Supplemental nutrition assistance program. Yeah, food assistance, food stamps, housing assistance, medical assistance, work and employment support. And to top it all off, they won't have to even prove that they were being persecuted. The complexion for motherfucking protection.
He thought he just did something. He thought he just did something. He thought that mic just dropped. Whole time he sounds ridiculous. Y'all go ahead and fact check the man. And let's just see what's true and what's not, because that's what you have to do. All this stuff that he came up with is you going in there and actually saying, hey, does this have some meaning to it? Does this have some truth to it? This is how you do your research. Don't take it from me. Don't take it from him. Go do it. Go look at it, y'all. Go check it out. Got the Democrats crying on X. They crying everywhere about this. Y'all, we can't make this stuff up. So I ain't finna waste too much time on that. Let's dive into the next reaction, y'all. Trump made it clear, very clear, that these folks were being targeted in South Africa. Not feelings, literally targeted. And these are facts. Do the research. Let's dive into the video coming straight from Brad _CGZ. If y'all want to follow him on X, let's go.
Being killed, and we don't want to see people be killed. Now, South Africa leadership is coming to see me, I understand, sometime next week. And, we're supposed to have I guess a G20 meeting there or something, but we're having a G20 meeting. I don't know how we can go unless that situation's taken care of, but it's a genocide that's taking place that you people don't want to write about, but it's a terrible thing that's taking place. And farmers are being killed. They happen to be white, but whether they're white or black makes no difference to me, but white farmers are being brutally killed, and their land.
Say it again, Trump. Whether they're what, white or what, black, it doesn't matter to me, because they be quick to say Trump is a racist. Quick.
Difference to me, but white farmers.
Hang on. No, hear him again.
Are being killed. They happen to be white, but whether they're white or black makes no difference to me, but white farmers are being brutally killed, and their land is being confiscated in South Africa. And the newspapers and the media, television media, doesn't even talk about it. If it were the other way around, they'd talk about it. That would be the only story they'd talk about. And I don't care who they are. I don't care about their race, their color. I don't care about their height, their weight. I don't care about anything. I just know that what's happening is terrible. I have people that live in South Africa. They say it's a terrible situation taking place. So we've essentially extended citizenship to those people to escape from that violence and come here.
You know what the crazy thing about, y'all, on Prime, there's actually a movie called G20, and it's pretty much the woman president. I forgot her name, but she actually goes to a G20 meeting in Africa or whatnot. Y'all got to check it out if y'all ain't seen that already, y'all. It's really, 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 really good. Now, he said he didn't care whether it's white or black. Point blank, period. These folks are being threatened. Okay, murdered. So miss me with that. What gets me though is just all these Democrats and everybody. It's just like, have y'all ever noticed with so many wins and so many goods from Trump? Here comes the BS. Here comes the BS. Y'all seen all that stuff he did last week, right? And then this happens. And I really wish somebody would tell Al Sharpton to sit his crying, screaming racism tail down somewhere. Because the white folks are actually getting help for once. Now he want to scream this. Don't let me say it, y'all. Let's just check the clip out.
I'm talking for myself, I was deeply disappointed to learn yesterday that while the Trump administration was arresting you for standing up for migrants, they were also finalizing plans to fly white South Africans that they are calling refugees to the United States on State Department charter flights starting next week. They are organizing what White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller calls a large-scale relocation effort for these white migrants from South Africa.
Says the man who's made millions off pretending to care about justice. All justice, right? But when they white and in danger, he's silent.
Africa, even while they're terrorizing other mostly non-white migrants who have been here for years. It seems to be a very clear signal of the racial politics behind this immigration crackdown. Doesn't that appear that way to you, Mayor Baraka?
Yeah, I don't think they've been hiding it, though. It's just that's kind of white supremacist authoritarianism that's happening. This country is slipping into authoritarianism, and we're watching it. We're watching them defy the courts. We're watching them lock up elected officials, put pressure on large legal organizations, make it difficult for people to oppose them, and attacking black and brown communities, attacking DEI, now flying white Afrikaners over here to the United States to find refuge where they deny refuge for everybody else from war-torn communities at that. I mean, this is very clear to us. It has always been clear to me, and our job is to make sure we expose it.
This man is fresh off of being arrested, y'all, and calls this white supremacist, right? But please tell me about the justice and why your city falls apart. Can you? Can you answer that question? No, I didn't think so. These just two bitter men. Y'all, anywho, we finna keep it moving because I ain't got time to keep playing with these bimbos. Now, this is actually coming from a South African official making a statement. With that being said, y'all, if you want to follow N Wokeness at N Wokeness on X, y'all can follow this person here. Africa belongs to Africans. The land must taken from white farmers and handed to government and tribes. Let's check the video out, y'all. Let's go.
Into history, you've taken us back to the 17th century. In that case, shouldn't everybody leave the property to the Khoisan, who are thought to be the native occupants of South Africa?
No, actually, Africa and South Africa, it belongs to the Bantu people. It belongs to the Ngunis. So it belongs to the people of Africa.
What about Tave here?
We are not saying it doesn't belong here. Now that we are living together here, our perspective is that the land must go back to the chiefs, the traditional.
Let me just stop him right here, because this is where if you want to talk about racism, then let's talk about it. You got government officials in South Africa saying that Africa belongs to Africans. Calling about seize the land from the white farmers. But then you hear what Al Sharpton and them are saying. Like, can we make it make sense somewhere, people? Because I'm trying to really make sense of this. We cannot make this ish up. Let's keep it going.
Leaders and the state were unapologetic about this. Land must be expropriated without compensation.
And so deep into history.
And he said what he said. He said he ain't apologizing for how he feeling, what his statements are. It just goes to show you, y'all, like, it's so, I'm just trying to figure out what part of America, like, are these people on? I don't get it. It does not make sense. It don't make sense. I'm telling y'all, I'm ruffling feathers today. We finna have some people really, really mad. My community, to be exact, because enough is enough, man. Like, that is it. Do y'all know how far y'all can go if y'all would just wake up and smell the freaking coffee? Like, for real. We cannot make this up. I can't. But that's what this channel is about, to research, find out. You know, that's why I be telling y'all to sit back, just chill for a second, because, you know, everything will unravel eventually. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, y'all, we finna get into at Guther Eagleman. If you want to follow this person on X, finally a liberal actually admitted why they are against the white Afrikaners being allowed to receive refugee status. Let's dive into the video.
So if you think about the history of South Africa, it being under an apartheid system, where I think it is 80% of the population that are Black Africans only own 4% of the land. That is because they were put in shanty towns and moved into areas where they had no rights. And so 30 plus years ago, they went through a the apartheid system ended, and they reformed their constitution under the great leader of Nelson Mandela. And that allowed for a racial reconciliation, one that this country has yet to do. But South Africa.
But here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. They chased out the very people who know how to grow the food. And now they starving. Like, come on now.
Did it, and they reformed their constitution, and part of that is that the people who are native to that land deserve their rightful land back. That is not what the Afrikaners actually want to have happen, which are the white Africans, and so who are not originally from Africa, who colonized South Africa also. And so that is what they are saying is discrimination. Now, if the constitution in South Africa is discriminatory, they have their checks and balances in that land, just like we do. And that is for them to, so if the Afrikaners don't actually like the land, they can leave that country.
They are. They're leaving to come here.
No. They can
These refugees are coming here.
They can actually leave and go to where their native land is, which is probably
here we
Germany.
go.
Are you against them coming here?
Holland, probably.
Holland.
Are you
yes.
against them coming here?
I'm against
Obviously.
the hypocrisy of this administration.
No, that's not the question. The question is, are you against them coming here?
If there was actually a genocide happening, like there is in other places in Sudan, in the Congo, I'm not opposed for Congolese and for the Sudanese to come to Africa, just like I'm not opposed to Venezuelans and South Americans coming to America if they are fleeing and looking for asylum.
Okay.
What I am
just
against,
these 50 people you're
what
against.
I am against, it's not about being against them. What I am against is that they are being given special treatment when there is not a genocide happening in South Africa, and they just don't like the law of the land.
Well,
so you know what they tell people?
But there's a very high crime rate in South Africa. They have a crime problem. I suspect that part of what's going on here is that there is a very high-profile white South African named Elon Musk, who is very close to President Trump, and is probably making this a very high-profile issue and talking to Trump about it. You know, Elon Musk has tweeted about it. He's, I think, called the president of South Africa about it. He's been talking about this for a long time. Look, here's the problem. There's Afghanis who helped us.
So crazy. Because it's just like, If Trump was to help black or brown people, refugees or whatever, you know what I'm saying? He's evil. He helps the white. He's racist. It's like the Democrats, they really don't care about the refugees. They care about a narrative. That's it. That's all they care about, y'all. Like, I cannot make none of this stuff up. This is crazy. You just got to sit and think to yourself, like, is this seriously, really what's going on? And the reality is, yes, Queen Bee, this is exactly what is going on. We cannot make this up, y'all. We are watching this real time. It's okay for Biden to have the border open to bring all these illegals over here, not the right way, but it's a hate crime when Trump is actually helping because they're white South Africans come here because their lives are they're actually being murdered. Their lives are actually being threatened, and that's a problem. Not to mention, what, 50 something? Seriously? Over the billions of illegals that came through here freely? We can't make this up, y'all.